Ooh, this is gonna be tough, but here we go.
This court's going to call cause number 63227. This is in the 88th District Court of Hardin County, Texas, and it's in the interest of Delilah Wood Marshall. Zachary Marshall and Miss Mallory Wood, please raise your right hands. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about
I
to
mean,
give is the
just look
truth,
at
the
the
whole truth, and nothing but
smug
the truth?
look on
Yes, sir.
Mallory's face.
Thank you. You can both put your hands down.
She
Miss
knows
Hill
she's
Leonard, are
getting
you
ready
handling
to
this case for the state?
destroy the father.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any other witnesses besides the parties?
Um,
And it blows my mind that the state would defend the mother, but the father has no one to defend him. That's crazy.
I may need Miss Shaw, so
Kim Shaw, please unmute. Kim Shaw, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Do.
Thank you, ma'am. You can put your hand down. All right, Ms. Leonard, this appears to be a petition to establish that you filed in April of 2022.
yes, Your Honor.
Your case has been called. You can call your first witness.
My first witness is going to be Miss Wood.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Wood, what's your full name?
Mallory Nicole Wood.
And what is the name of the child in this case?
Delilah Nicole Wood Marshall.
When was Delilah born?
October 14th of 2021.
And who is Delilah's father?
Zach Marshall.
At the time, Your Honor, I asked to submit the DNA results into evidence as the state's exhibit A.
It's so good that they're doing DNA tests because you don't want to be in a situation where it's just assumed that you're the father and you have to take on, you have to flip the bill for a kid that you're not even sure of.
Ms. Wood, I've just placed on the screen a copy of the alleged DNA test results between you, Delilah, and the alleged father, Zachary Marshall. Is it okay if I look at these results?
Yes, sir.
The same question, Mr. Marshall. Is it okay if I look at these results?
Yes, sir.
State's Exhibit A is admitted into evidence.
Damn.
Based on the admission into evidence.
And right here, you could see it right here. The probability of paternity right here. It's at 99.999999997. That's crazy. So he is the father.
This is State's Exhibit A. The court's going to find that the alleged father, in this case, Mr. Zachary Marshall, after DNA testing, is confirmed to be the biological and now the legal father of Delilah Marshall. Go ahead, Ms. Leonard.
Miss Wood, who does the child live with?
Me.
And how long has the child lived with you?
For her entire life.
Who makes the important decisions for Delilah
I do.
and the day-to-day decisions for Delilah?
I do.
Do you have any concerns about Delilah staying with Mr. Marshall?
Yes, ma'am.
What are those concerns?
For he knows nothing about her. She is not comfortable with him. As well as his home is not fit for a child to be at. And there is nowhere for her to stay or feel comfortable there.
Do you have safety concerns about your address and personal information being in this order?
No, ma'am.
When's the last time that Mr. Marshall has seen Delilah?
I invited him over to see her. I think it was Thursday or Friday. It has been recent.
Okay. How often does he see her?
Maybe once or twice a month if I ask.
Okay, has all the visits been supervised?
By me, yes, ma'am.
And that's what I don't understand. What makes her think that she get to set these rules and put the father in a category similar to a second-class citizen? I don't get it. Fathers are not second-class citizens. He has just as much right over the kid, over Delilah, as you do. But of course, no one wants to hear it. Mallory, she's free to do whatever she wants. There's no accountability, none whatsoever. Sad.
Do you know if Mr. Marshall has any other children under the age of 18?
No, ma'am.
How is Delilah covered with health insurance?
She has Medicaid.
Have you and Mr. Marshall ever lived together?
For like 2 weeks, yes, ma'am.
When did you all separate?
June of last year.
And when did you tell Mr. Marshall that he was the father of Delilah?
When we found out, which was the end of February.
Has he given you money to for Delilah since you both separated?
No, ma'am.
Are you wanting retroactive support in this case, which means from the date of separation up until today?
Yes, ma'am.
I pass this witness, Your Honor.
Call you next witness.
Mr. Marshall.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Marshall, what's your full name?
Zachary Dean Marshall.
And you're the father of Delilah Marshall Wood.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean Wood Marshall. Who does Delilah live with?
Mallory.
And how long has she lived with Mallory?
Since she was born.
What is the current visitation arrangement?
Every now and then she allows me to see her. Sometimes she doesn't. Just depends on her
And you
mood.
know that that's the case because the mom sets the stage for everything. That's what I was saying before. You have mothers like this, they put fathers in a category to be a second-class citizen, and they don't allow the fathers to be with the children. And they weaponize the kid. They turn the kids against the fathers, and they make it so much so where the kids don't want to be with the father because they put things in the child's head. It's sad. And this is classic case of parental alienation. She's mad, she's bitter.
Well, how
Look at her.
often would you say that you see
Everyone is here to fight for her.
Delilah?
About once or twice a month.
Where do you work?
PSC group in Beaumont.
How much do you make per hour?
$17.50.
Oh, wow.
And how long have you been working there?
About 3 or 4 months.
Where were you working before?
I was working with ETS in Corpus Christi doing turnarounds, like refinery jobs.
Currently at your current employer, how many hours a week do you work?
It depends. So
On average, how many hours a week do you work?
about 60.
Wow.
You say you were
60
doing turnarounds
That's a lot.
at your last
It's a
job.
lot of hours.
When
to
did you
work
start there?
Making $17 an hour.
Oh, I have no idea.
How much were you making?
And
How
they're
much were you
so
making per
overly
hour
focused on
at
how
your
I was
much
last
you're
making 20
making. It's
I was making
so
21.
interesting. It's like they just
And
want
how
to get
many
to the
hours
bottom
of-
line, how much they could get for the mother.
Well, you said
Uh,
turnaround. So what was the work schedule?
7/12s.
And she just gets to sit there and they get
So-
to just calculate it.
Oh, wait.
On average, how much were you making a month?
I only worked about a month there, so I made. Or I make like 7,000.
You're saying you only worked 1 month there?
Yes, ma'am. About a month.
Where were you working before that?
I was working at the school in Evadale.
Okay. And how much were you making there?
Like $8.
$8 an hour?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
And how many hours a week were you working?
I was working 5 tens, I believe.
So
Wow.
are you saying
Five
10
days a
hours a
week.
day, 5 days a week?
No, it was 10 hours. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And $8 per hour. How long were you working there?
Because I think they're
2.5
liable to
months.
take at least 55% of his income and give it to the mom. Sad.
So what months were those that you were working there?
Damn.
June, July, and August.
Of this year?
It was this year, right?
No.
Last year.
Of last year. So between August of last year, because I know you said at your last job you was only working a month. Between August of last year and recently, where were you working?
I wasn't working.
How many months were you unemployed?
Around 6 months.
Do you have any other children under the age of 18?
No, ma'am.
Do you have health insurance available through your employer?
Yes, ma'am.
At what cost?
I have no idea what it costs. I think I can look real quick.
When did you and Miss Woods separate?
Was it around June?
This is sad. I'm actually going to stop it right here. I'm going to leave the link to the full video in my description. Be sure to check it out. It's something to kind of have as background noise, I guess. But it's sad. It's sad. But yeah, I'm going to be showcasing a lot more of this because some of this stuff is public and you can actually get the footage. So yeah, I want y'all to see it. I think we need to have the hard conversation about what's actually happened. But be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see y'all later.